Hello, hello, hello. So here we are in the Korea, in South Korea, not the North. Just in case you were asking, as you can see on the flag. And the thing is that it's race number 4 already. So just no matter how fast it goes, really. I hope that it's not too loud, just in case. It should be okay, Anyway, race number 4 on a very specific track. At least I think it's really strange. Once you're gonna just look at it, the shape of it. Just, I mean, my first thought was like, what the hell is happening here? So it looks like we got, I think, 2 sections where might be some trouble. So first of all, we're starting from the corner number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So once we get a lot of speed, then we need to lose the speed really fast too. And the corners, it's not 90 degrees, it's even more. So as you can see, I think the worst one is number 3. You can see the straight, it's really long. So I think that the most of the issues will be about not these corners. Okay, maybe at the very beginning of the race there might be some issues with it, but besides that, I think it should be that bad, especially once we got into the race and everybody got their tempo. It should change a bit, but what I think is where will be the issue is once we're gonna start from corner number 14 to corner number 18. So basically it doesn't look like it's any hard to get through it, but as far as I could see and how drivers were going through the track, it's not that easy. So should be not bad. I mean, comparing to the other races, I think that's it's something new. It's really something new. It's completely different that we're used to. Especially the track is almost brand new. It's from 2011, something like that. It's just like a few years old. So it's a new track. So it's a bit of a different approach how to make a tracks. So as I mean, just see the old tracks we're talking about and the new tracks were created or modified. It's changing. The tracks are not that fast as they were before. It's more about the corners and the skills of the driver. So besides this straight line between 2 and 3, I think the rest of the track is really that you just need to stay focused and you just have a little bit time to drink your tea. Or different liquids, depends on every country. Anyway, Stormcloud so far is first, Jan just behind him. Mustafa is on the 3rd position, a Church, it's 1 second of difference, so we can see that this top 3 are really close to each other. Rest of the players, I don't think so they were just fast enough, at least for now. But we're gonna see how it's gonna look. I just need to check one thing because I think I completely forgot it. Where I have, that's it. Can you just maybe change it a bit? A bit more. Sorry for that, just follow that out. Modify some things. Okay, so we got 7.5 minutes to the end, and Jan is really close. He's in the pit stop for now, but I think so that he wants to change it. But still, 2nd position. It's not that bad. It depends what he expects from other drivers. So I think I'll change for a normal view. Okay, everything should be okay. So, for the people that live in the UK, as you could notice, there is a red art in some provinces in the UK. So that's including me, because in the guys go, and today I had a quite good surprise, because I had to finish at 1:30 instead of 4:30, and that's because of this red alert, and it will last until tomorrow. That's for now. We're gonna see if it's gonna change. If not, or if it will be extended, that means that I don't need to go to work tomorrow. And besides all that snow, I mean, for me as a guy that's from Poland, and snow is something normal temperatures like -20, it's not a bad thing. It's just usual winter. It's -5, and that sounds just usual day. Let's go back to the race. So we got Jan Freibis on a track, so he wants to make it even better. It's a really great skill here. I mean, I've seen it many times, and things I can say about him, that this guy is, in my opinion, a hard-working person. And the way he drives, it's always like he's always making the laps pretty much the same time. So we got this person's always. I mean, if you are behind him, you are not expecting that he's gonna make a mistake or something like that. That's not gonna happen. So I think that Freibis is that kind of person that you just need to be better and faster somewhere to actually overtake him. Otherwise, I think it's quite impossible. Yet, it's all about the race, so we're gonna see how it's gonna work, and how fast people will be in the race, because now, okay, we're trying to make a really good time, but the race is that kind of verification that is checking us if we are actually prepared for that. Okay, so 4 minutes, and maybe some information about the next streams. Tomorrow is a big event that's a start of Polish League, Assetto League. That's season number 10 already. And I'm really sometimes I'm just surprised how fast time goes. It's hard to realize until something's happening. Like my birthday was a few days ago. I was like, oh my god, it's already. Not that I'm feeling old or something like that, but still. And Jan Freibis, unfortunately, really close, but not close enough. And I think he quits, or maybe he wants to change something. So only 3 minutes, let's jump on church. I'm still trying to find out who is that kind of person that is besides Jan, that's it's really on the high level of the skills. But the thing is that I think that the rest of the people are pretty much on the same level. It also depends on the luck on track, of course, but still I think that the rest of the people are quite driving the same. So basically the times we got here, it's not always a prediction how it's gonna look like in the race. I mean, of course, I think that Jan Freibis will try to make his best and just go on the top. That's for sure. And I think that he should get it. But as you can see, the Storm Cloud is a person that is actually first now. So it depends if that time that he just made, it just is a bit of luck, or that was just planned and this is his favorite track and he just feels that it's his day. But I think we're gonna find out soon. El Gurke, some issues here, but it looks okay because he just cut some grass. Okay, Jan is again on the track. Let's go with him. So as you can see, 1:36 for one lap. So Jan Frybus is gonna make it at the very end of the time he got left. So that will be only one chance to make it better. The question is that if he can make it, there is Oliver with some issues. Fortunately, Frybus seen it before and he just passed it. So now it really depends if he can really make it better. Mustafa is in the first position, so I didn't expect that. So as you can see, a little bit of change on the top. I was thinking that Stormland is gonna just stay there and nothing's gonna happen. So let's watch Jan Frybus and make sure if something gonna happen. Stormcloud is also on the track. I think I'm really interested in the guy and I just want to see what's gonna happen. Monolith on the position number 4. So for now he's just next to Ian. I mean on the race. And just start next to him. Stormcloud out of the track, so that means that he's not gonna make it better. So he was driving on his limit, it didn't pay off. Still, he's in the second position, that should be enough. Now it really depends how Frybus is gonna make it, and Frybus is going to the pit stop, so that's the end. So pole position for Mustafa. I'm really surprised. I mean, not in the bad way. I was really thinking that it's just gonna end like that. And the Stormcloud will get the pole position, but it finds out that I was wrong. So if anyone is thinking about the race, it's 28 laps, and we're starting as always on ultra softs. And the tires that we got here is ultras, supers and softs. So what I heard already, my little bird told me that probably there will be 2 changes. I mean 2 pit stops. So pretty much it is possible that some players will try just to get rid of the ultras. As I told you in the previous race, that ultras are not that kind of tires you want to keep. You just want to get rid of them as fast as possible. So probably people will just change to softs after that, and maybe at the very end again supers, but it just really depends on the players and their own tactics, how it's gonna look like. Or maybe there will be one crazy guy that will just take one stop and that's it. I think that was Jan Frybus on the previous race, that he was driving on ultras really long. So it really depends on the driver and the way he drives, because some players are just losing their tires really fast, and some people are just, you know. I just changed the camera. Sorry for that, but unfortunately there's only one camera on the track. So just to make it visible for you, I'll go like that just to see the first corner and the second. So maybe something like that. Okay, so we got lights and the red will go to green in now. So race number 4 starts here, and let's see the first corner. so far smooth, and we got a small issue here with that Jan Freibis. What a lose! I think that he's really angry about this, what just happened. Because all the plans and everything that he got in his mind now is going just to the other plans, and Stromknall first, Mustafa just behind him. Church in the third position, and let's focus on the Stromknall and Mustafa. Ali and Ciamaro out of the track. Don't know what happened there, but it doesn't look good. Stormcloud is first, but Mustafa is making it hard for him. I think there was a little bit of contact. People they just touched themselves for a second, but besides that looks clear. Church is attacking Stormcloud. There was I think a little show for Stormcloud that Church can still make it. Hey, Krypton. So Jan Freibis is on the very bottom, which was overtake Ali, but still that's really painful. I think that after the race there will be some words that need to be spoken about what happened here. So Bob and Jan Freibis are out of the track. Don't know what happened here, but these guys touched themselves, I guess. Which is two of them in the same place. So Jan again, a big lose. Bob is on the very bottom right now. So I didn't expect it to end like that. And Oliver is taking El Gurka. El Gurka getting the problems here. And Monolith is taking his place too. Now we just need to say, but I see that El Gurka and Monolith are fighting back again. And Oliver also has some problem with it. I don't know what is happening here, but again we got a contact. And Oliver is standing on the track. Don't make it hard to other. Oh, that's again a bit painful. So Oliver now he's on the bottom. So El Gurka and Monolith are back on the track, but still. It doesn't look good, it doesn't look as it should be. And Oliver is again some issues. I don't know if it's a smoke, but I guess that's over for him. The last to get it's just too much. Now we got the Monolith out of the track, so our Red Bull took some grass. So as I told you guys, it's not about the first corner, it's about what is happening later. And again we got someone that was Alari, was out of the track, and CMR used it. So Stormcloud is the fastest here. So I guess that he's gonna try to overtake Mustafa, because these guys are really close to each other. And now just to make sure it's clear, but there is a mistake from the Mustafa. Because of that he blocked Stormcloud, so he lost some times, and Church is just behind him. So again, something really painful for them. So I know I'm using that word a lot, but it really is a problem when you're trying to overtake, and the person in front of you is making a mistake that probably cost you a position. This is what just happened with Stormcloud. I'm sorry, I just need to change something. For some reason, every time I move to the cockpit of the driver, it's changing my exposure. Yeah, it's going higher, much higher. Just I guess I need to change some things, but as we can see, Jan is back on the track and he's making a small progress. So again, from the very bottom, he's almost in the middle of our label. So 2 seconds to Ali. There was some problem with control. And the other thing is about the damage here. So basically, as we could see, I mean, before every race, drivers are testing the start. Okay, so Jan Frybis is going to the pit stop, so it's a good time to change tires. So Ultras probably are pretty much dead. So before every race, there are 3 attempts to start it. By attempts, I mean like a training to check how we are gonna go through first corners, make sure that everybody knows where is pit stop and how to go through it, etc, etc, etc. So it was looking quite good. I mean, it's not always clean. It's really hard to make it completely clean, but it was pretty much okay. CMR and Alari! So it's about these new tracks that are completely different. They are not that fast. It's more about the skill and preparation to it. So about this training session before it. So everything was looking good. I didn't expect that it will end that bad. I didn't expect that Jan Frybis will be that person that will have some issues in the first corners. Especially he was third? Yeah, so he was third, so pretty much on the very top. Yet it ended up very, very bad for him. So I was saying that Jan will fight for the first position. Now I need to change my mind. So basically now it really depends what kind of tires Jan put on him. If his strategy changed it to only one pit stop. So you got 20, let's say those 24 laps. 24 laps to make on a one tire compound. It might be a problem to make it. And I guess he knows it, but the question is if he's gonna take the risk. As far as I know, he's the kind of person that will try to make his best. Now it really depends on the other drivers, if they're gonna take at least 2 pit stops. If yes, that means that there is a chance for Jan to get much more points. I'm not saying he's gonna take the first position. It is possible, but unlikely to happen. So it just really depends about the other drivers, about their strategy, and how the race will just go on. Because if there will be more accidents on the track and that will require some pit stop attention, there is a chance for Jan Frybis. Church is taking off his tires, so as you can see the Ultras are not that good. Not that good. They are quite good, but they're getting used pretty much fast, so it's a really good option to just change them instead of just driving on them and then notice that, well, I'm out of the track because my tires are already dead. So we've got six laps and it already happened. So Church, he was on the second position and now he's in the position number 5. So just behind him is Jan Frybis, but we can see that the time gap, 43 seconds, that's a lot. So now Frybis needs to go fast as he can, and Stormcloud is getting in front of CMR. Somehow I just missed it. But it looks like the Stormcloud is just running away from CMR. Yeah, he was in the second position. It's just behind Mustafa. So yes, he's fast, faster than CMR. Yet CMR was fighting quite brave, but you just can't fight with that kind of speed. So Mustafa on the first position, 90 seconds, and now he's in the pit stop. So let's change to the El Gurke, or maybe better change to the Mustafa, and let's see how it's gonna look like, how fast it will go. Okay, so it's already done, and it looks like that El Gurke will be first. Where is Mustafa? Mustafa is just behind him, and Stormcloud really close to him. So what we need to look for now is the tempo, the time gap, if it's gonna decrease, increase. Monolith just was fighting with Alari, but we can see the time gap's already 1.5, so I guess Alari had some small troubles. A Church and CMR. Church was attacking CMR. And he's showing the mirrors, he's trying to make sure that his opponent notices him, but he really needs to know what is happening, that someone's behind him. And looks like Church is the aggressor here. Oh, and I guess the Church they want to make a contact with CMR. A small mistake from CMR, but I don't think so Church should react like that. Again, CMR small issues, he cut the grass. So maybe it's about the pressure that the Church is making. And for some reason we got some... that's because of El Gurke is in the pit stop. Okay, so sorry about that, I missed again something, but no, Church, just make sure about the Church. So El Gurke is in the pit stop, Stormcloud on the second position, Mustafa on the first, and Stormcloud is slowly getting closer. I think that the Church can't find a good way to attack, and wow, Monolith is DNF. Oh, I'm surprised actually. And again, mistake from that was again. Oh, so first the CMR make a mistake, and he went too wide. So Church used that, but then he made a mistake and he went too close to the curb, and he went on the grass too. And the result, CMR is again on the third position, and Church again behind him. And slowly, as you can see, Jan Freibis is getting closer to Church. So longer these guys fight, longer they make mistakes, like now CMR just done. The closer Jan gets. Mustafa a bit faster from Stormcloud. That's what's going to be different between these guys. Church a bit faster on this lap, but it doesn't matter. If he's gonna keep doing the same mistakes as CMR is doing, I don't think so that will be... I mean, there is a chance. I mean, we can see that Church is actually faster. He definitely is. But these mistakes just make his work. So you can see CMR some problem with the brakes, Church, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, it's really too aggressive. And Mustafa out of the track. I don't know what happened, but Stormcloud is getting first now. So that's the mistake that shouldn't be done, especially by him. So it's almost 8 seconds to Stormcloud. So Stormcloud now he needs to just make sure that he's gonna make these laps as fast as he can. And again, Church is trying to change something. He shot for a little bit, and again, no mistake from CMR. Make sure I thought that he gonna cut the corner and hit the Church, but it didn't happen, thankfully. So Church, after all this fight, is on the 3rd position. CMR 1 second gap behind him. CMR is in the pit stop right now, so I think that's a really good strategy. So you see that your opponent is faster, you made a mistake. And maybe that mistake is because of the tires. So Jan Freibis number 4 right now. So from this 24 seconds we got now 8.6 to Church. Church is also 8 seconds behind Mustafa, and Mustafa 6 seconds behind Stormcloud. So Elbuk and Ali are really close to each other, really below 1 second. Small mistake from Ali, and Elbuk is slowly getting closer. Let's see from this perspective. So let's see how close he can get. I mean, I can see that El Gurka is braking just before the corner, just to make sure that his opponent is not gonna make it too early. And you can see how Ali is braking. Bob is getting close to CMR. We could see Bob had some issues at the very beginning of the race. Also contact with Jan Freibis. And El Gurka is trying to make his way, but I think it's still too early to do that. But still, I mean, he's trying to make a difference. He's trying to put some pressure on the opponent. Make him make a mistake. So far it's not working as it should be. I mean, it's not working as he was, but I think now, oh, that was a big mistake. Not happened, but I think that they were really close to each other. So now it really depends if there was any contact between them, because if there was, well, it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't happen. So 9 second gap between Ali and El Gurka. So it shouldn't change. Stormcloud the fastest lap. So Mustafa, I mean, even he was on the 1st position and he was making faster. He was faster than Stormcloud. Now we can see that the Stormcloud just he felt that air and he's trying to make his best because, you know, he's first. He needs to increase the time gap if he's going for a 2nd pit stop. He really needs to increase the time just to make sure nothing bad will happen. And what if Mustafa is driving for 1 pit stop and Stormcloud is driving for a 2 pit stops? So that means that Stormcloud shouldn't take a pit stop. So on his position, what I will do is just wait for Mustafa go to pit stop. If he's gonna make it, next lap we're going to pit stop too. And that should work. If Mustafa isn't going to pit stop, well, it gives you some trouble. And the other thing is that what about your tires? I mean, if your tires are pretty much worn and there is no use of them, you need to decide if you are taking the risk just to drive on them to the end, or calculate how much time you are losing because the tires are not giving you that much grip as you want. Maybe it's just better go to the pit stop and make faster laps after. So it's always that struggle that drivers get. In real life, in F1, with a team, they decide, they calculate, they know what is better, they know you as a driver, what's your style. And here, you need to make all that calculations just by yourself. And now it really depends if you are that kind of person that puts everything on the one card, or you just don't want to risk it and make sure everything ends well. Because if you're gonna drive on that tires all the time, there's a chance that it may need that you will just go out of the track, and that will just cost you much more than just a split stop. So yeah, strategies. Unfortunately, I don't see what kind of tires drivers got, so I can't tell you right now. For now, I'm working on that kind of thing, and there was a big mistake from CMR. He took the curb too much because he was jumping, so Bob is letting him is in front of him. But if that corner is right to make it, he was far faster. That was a bit too wide, but he's on the good side now, and now he lost all the speed because of that mistake. So Bob again behind CMR, but there was a really good chance. I mean, he could use it, but unfortunately he made that mistake that caused him that he's just again behind him. So I really don't know what to expect. I can see that Jan is really close to the church. It's 10 seconds. It's half of the race, just behind us. So if that will be 1 second per lap closer to the church, he can do it. But if it's below that, I mean, the difference of time. I mean, I know that the church knows that he needs to make his best to make sure that it's not gonna happen. But Bob again attacking CMR. Now CMR a bit blocked Bob. So old story back again. Bob behind CMR. So what we need to look for is the pit stop strategy, and the Deacon much faster here. And that was a mistake. Brakes locked, and it could end much worse. And you can see that Ali is behind him. So 2 seconds to CMR and 2 seconds to Ali. So again, what we need to look for is for the pit stop. If some of the top players, so Storm, Mustafa, Church or Jan, will take a pit stop, that's a game changer. So we really need to make sure if something gonna happen here. I mean, it's possible, especially for Jan, because he had to take his pit stop very early because of the accident he had. So now it really depends about cars, or maybe he's not driving that fast just to make sure that he will make it with his tires. It is possible. Right now we can see that Bob is in the trouble. Ali really close him. I think that Ali's seen what is happening. That Bob is making some mistakes, and from these 2 seconds between them, it was 0.3 right now. checking the right mirror. There's a chance he's a bit faster than Deacon. Now he's trying to lock his opponent. If everything looks okay, and the Bob is losing his position. Looks like permanently it's not gonna change again. So that's Ali that will attack CMR soon. 1.2, 1.3 between CMR and Ali. Now it really depends how fast Ali can be. Unfortunately, I can't tell much about him. I think it's more about it's race number 4, so only 4 races I could see what is happening on the track, how drivers are driving, and Ali is in front of CMR somehow, so we could see the smoke, and CMR had some troubles on the curb, and Ali easily used it, so that's a 2 position that he changed. So he was on the number 8 and now he's 6. So something I didn't expect much from him. Or maybe I didn't expect that that kind of thing is gonna happen during the race. So maybe it's a bit too late to wake up right now. Because we can see that he's really fast, he's getting slowly closer to El Burke. That's only 8 laps to go. So far Stormcloud is still first, and it doesn't look it will change. Until, as I told you before, some of them gonna take a pit stop. And Stormcloud is taking pit stop now. So we can see that Mustafa is first thanks to that. Now let's look where is Church and if he's gonna make it before Mustafa. And I think that is gonna happen, so Church on the 2nd position, 3rd is Stormcloud. So let's just make sure where is Jan Freibies. Small mistake, so I think it's not about him, not about the skills, it's about the tires. It really looks like him. We just need to remember that he changed his tires really early, so right now there is too much use of them, he knows it. Now it really depends if he can get closer to the Stormcloud. If he can still make the good tempo, that pretty much means that he's able to take Mustafa and Church if they're gonna take a pit stop. But I guess Freibies knows that if he's gonna take a pit stop, everything that he was hard working on, he's just gonna lose it. So probably a lot of things going through his head. But besides, I mean, as we look at the table, the time gaps, all of them are more than 4 seconds, and Mustafa is in the pit stop. Church is going to pit stop too, so Stormcloud and Jan Freibies are going back. So let's just see where would this happen. So Jan could see Stormcloud in front of him, and he's in front of the Mustafa too. So it now really depends. 10 laps. I think it's too much. As we could see that already he's making some mistakes. I think that 10 laps is really too much for his tires to me. Or the thing he can do is, let's say 5 laps before the end, go for a pit stop and take ultras, and make sure that you're gonna make the best times. So there is a lot of variants I can see. I mean, it's not only one way to make it, it's just few ways. Sorry, I just need to take some water because somehow a lot of stuff was happening here. I really didn't expect that. I was like okay, flag to flag, usual day, nothing gonna happen, maybe a few overtakes, accidents, not really. And today I see something completely different. In a good and a bad way. So Stormcloud he just made a fastest lap, so he's faster than Frybeast. Mustafa is behind the Frybeast, and Mustafa is getting closer. So I guess that Jan can see that there is a small issue with that. He's not as fast as he could be, as far as I know. My guess, pit stop at this lap. He knows that he can take it. With the difference in time, just tremendous. I mean, how he decreased, how fast. Mustafa is still getting closer. And Frybeast can feel it. He can actually see what is happening just behind him and how close is his opponent. So it's time to make a decision. What will be next? What's the next move he's gonna make? You see a small problem in the grip, so it's all about the tires. And he's taking the pit stop. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I mean, he could see that he can make it as fast as he should. So now it really depends what kind of tires he's gonna take. He probably gonna use ultras. I mean, 8 laps, it should be enough. But the time, the gap between him and the opponent, so we were talking about the church. 11 seconds, 12, 13, okay, let's say 13 seconds. It's too much. Unless right now Ferrari is gonna start breaking the world records on this track, then it might happen. If not, I mean, I just don't see it. So let's, I mean, sorry that I'm still showing him, but he's the real player here. Because if you look at the very top, so we got Stormcloud, that he's making the fastest lap. No change here, probably gonna deliver this first position. No, that's not a big deal. Mustafa, 9 seconds behind him, okay, let's say 10. Keeping the tempo, nothing is happening. Church, 9 seconds to Mustafa, so again, they're pretty much the same gap. If he's not gonna make any mistake, he got a new tire, so the grip should be okay. 8 laps to go, nothing should change. And Jan Frybeast, are these new tires good enough to get closer to church? Fast enough? Okay, so El Gurke is just behind CMR. I mean, he was trying to attack him, but still, the issue that here is that El Gurke is making some mistakes, so he needs to really calm down and make sure that everything's okay. Now he's really close, and there is a chance in front of him. And CMR make a small mistake, and that cost him a position. So El Gurke is making it, and CMR already almost 1 second behind him. Maybe 1 second. So he's just running away as fast as he can. So that's 15 seconds to Ali. I guess it's too much. So the only thing that he need to make sure is that the time gap between El Gurke and CMR is big enough. Maybe for us, sometime let's watch what Stormcloud is doing and how he is doing it. So the fastest guy on the track today is it's him. 9 seconds gap between Stormcloud and Mustafa. So that's a quite safe distance. And 5 laps to go. And Jan Freibase is not making the laps as fast as he could. So probably he is not gonna be third. I mean, it looks like that this position number 4, it's for now. It's just for him. Ali is 21 seconds behind him, so that's a lot. Alari is in the pit stop, but Oliver is losing 33 seconds to him. I think that's actually too much. So as you can see, only 1 DNF, and that was something I was not expecting. I mean, I couldn't see what was happening there, what was the issue, or maybe that was because of the earlier accident that happened. And I said that 33 seconds not enough. Oliver is in front of Alari. So where is Alari? Alari is just making it out of the pit. So Oliver, he got his gift from Alari. So something I was kind of expecting, that this track that is it's new track, it's a different approach, it's something completely different that's happening in the race. I mean, this track is kind of connected to the straight lines that you got maximum speed, and then you got the corners that you really need to watch out and see how your tires are doing, if they're not overheating or if you're doing it too fast. So plenty of stuff that is happening. So from my perspective and how it looks, I am 8 out of 10 for the track, I think. Because it's really something different. It's unusual. The layout of the track, the corners, the numbers of them, okay, it's pretty much as other tracks, but the way that you need to go through them and how you learn them, I think it's a really good track. Especially that if you are making a mistake on some places, you don't have much place just to go back. Sometimes you just got a barricade and that's it, and that's pretty much end of the race for you. But besides that, you, in some places, in the critical places, you got plenty of space just to make sure that we just go back on the track. And it's not only grass. I don't know what's that kind of surface is it. Maybe it's hard asphalt, but I'm not quite sure. At least it doesn't look like. But it gives you a chance to go back on track and just keep driving. So I mean, there are tracks that you pretty much you don't have a space, or there are street tracks where there is no space for one single mistake. If you're gonna make it, well, it's completely end for you, and probably for other drivers too, because you are blocking the way. So at the very end, Bob Deacon, he just wake up, and I think that was a really good alarm. He set up. Still a bit too late, but CMR again in trouble. So Bob is making it again close to him. Now it really depends if he is fast enough. Three laps should be enough, but as we could see before, these guys were just making mistakes. But if Bob will be 100% sure and 100% will focus on a CMR, there is a chance for him. But he can't rush some things, because if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna make it too fast, or you're gonna start braking too late, it could be it, and there is no chance to take a CMR. Now Deacon is showing on that side, unusual. Almost he was taking the side that CMR is, and looks like that both Deacon is making it. So there are still 2 laps to go, and CMR is showing his skills too, but not the way I was expecting. So that really depends if Bob can just run away from him. And looks like that what is just happening is that the time gap is increasing, so it should be okay for him. Jan Travis is 6 seconds behind Church. So he's getting closer, but as I told before, it's just not fast enough. I mean, that really bad start, 2 issues. So twice he was out of the track. First, not his fault, but I'm not sure what the second one. Actually, I couldn't see the second incident yet. He's making it pretty much on the top. I mean, that's 4th position. So from the very bottom to the place where he is, that means something. That as I was telling you about on the very beginning of the race, that there is a chance for him. That he got the skills. He knows how to drive, and that's the result of it. Already getting close to the Oliver. Let's just see where is Stormcloud. So slow, he's starting the last lap of the race, number 4 in the Korea. I think it's a bit too late for RR to overtake someone, especially Oliver. And small mistake, he lost grip, he made it, and it might be too far, it might be too late. I'm not saying no. I mean, I've learned so many times that my predictions are not always as good as I was thinking. But for now, let's watch Stormcloud, and that's the last lap he's starting. So a really good race. For him it was quite silent, nothing bad was happening. Just watching out for the pit stops and see what other players are doing, how it proceeds, overtake other drivers, as you can see, of course. And everything is working really good for him. Mustafa 9 seconds behind him, almost 10. He was making the fastest laps and still improving something. He declassified Jan Freiberg, so I was thinking that Jan will be the person that's gonna make the fastest lap on the track. So that's definitely his race, his day, and he earned it. Totally 100% for sure he earned it. So let's watch the last corners he's making. On the last lap of the race number 4. And here he is on the straight line, finishing the race on the first position. So Mustafa on the second position, Church on the third. So Freiberg, as we can see, is 5 seconds, below 5 seconds up to the Church. So he really improved that. I mean, he was really close. But unfortunately, some events that happened. Maybe not about the second incident. Maybe there was a chance for him to proceed to the position number 3, maybe second position. But well, that's the race. Some bad things are happening, and it happens. It's just so nice to just deal with it. Later on, people are gonna check if actually everything was fair. Because as I told you, the first incident that Jan had, that was completely not his fault, and that just make everything bad for him. So we're waiting for our last drivers to make it through the finish line. Larry is and the Bob is the last one. So thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next race. Take care. Sefnie out.